Welcome to MMA on the Rocks. My name is Bill Welker. You are listening to Picks and Pours, episode 17, where we're going to get into some picks for UFC Vegas 87. Before we get to that, let me introduce from all the way across US 19, Matt the Mechanic. What's going on, Matt?
Hey, Bill, how's it going? You're surviving the pollination?
So far, so good.
Uh,
It's because I've been doing my allergy shots for about a year now, so it's much less severe.
yeah, I haven't upgraded to the shots yet. I just do the Flonase and I forget. It's like I should start taking it last week, but I always forget. So
Oh
I'm
yeah,
gonna,
you gotta, and then you gotta take it like every day.
yeah, but I'll be good in 3 days. Just hopefully I don't blow a big snot rocket.
Dude, honestly, the allergy shots are one of the best things I've ever done.
Yeah, but I only have a problem maybe 1 or 2 weeks the entire year, so I don't see it.
Oh, see, for me, it would be like 4 or 5.
Yeah,
And I'm like out of commission. Now it's like I'll get fatigued real bad, but just for a day or so.
what you sipping on?
Oh, nothing yet, but I'm pouring myself some of the pour of the week. This old granddad, and we're on delay again.
Yeah, can you switch your laptop cam?
Yeah. Stand by, folks. Technical difficulties. Camera. Go back to the old school. All right, here we are. How's that?
It's catching up. You're good.
All right. Give me a mulligan on this one, folks. I was trying to work with a new camera. It wasn't doing the trick. So it might be because I had it on 4K. So that was probably causing the lag.
Yeah, we'll get this worked out for the next week.
Yeah. In any case, pour of the week for me, Old Granddad 114. This is one of my absolute go-tos. 114 proof. It's now owned by Jim Beam, and it just hits all the right notes for me. This is what I drink when I'm craving a Stag Junior, but I don't have any, or I don't want to burn through what I have left, because it's got a similar mash bill and it hits some of the same flavor notes. You can see it's got like this perfect caramel color. It's
Man, the liquor stores really uh, do some dirty to that liquor. That's usually on the bottom shelf when I see it.
Yeah, I almost don't want to talk about it because this bottle is as good as some of the $100 bottles I have here, and it runs about 30-35 bucks. This is one of the best bang for your bucks. You could give this to an experienced whiskey drinker blind, and they would probably think it's a much more expensive whiskey. Um, this is it's definitely one of the best bang for your bucks out there. And we're getting trolled by Mark from all the way across the world. How long you been doing this show for now, Bill? My mistake. Sorry for trying to upgrade my camera quality here. After, I think, 7.5 years, I decided I needed maybe a better quality camera, and it didn't work out. So here we are back on the old grainy laptop camera. I'm gonna have to fool around with this. I got a Logitech 4K webcam, and I think, I don't know, it just doesn't have the capacity to keep up with my lightning fast speed. But
I think you need to just go back to the 1080.
yeah,
4K. If somebody's watching us on a 4K television, they need to go find something else to do anyway. So
that's a good point. And I think StreamYard kind of max. So we use StreamYard as the platform to push out, and I think they max out at a certain quality anyway.
Yeah, I think it is 1080p.
So yeah, I might have to swap this out. Maybe I'll just get one of the more expensive 1080 cameras. In any case, I know you guys don't give a shit about that. Matt, any thoughts on the old granddad? Have you had this one, or you just seen it sitting
I saw
lonely
it
on
on the
the?
bottom shelf, and I've seen you have it around.
Well, next time
I
you
always
see it,
you give it so much praise, and then I go to the store and I'm like, I don't know if that's it because it's on the bottom shelf. So
no,
that's
that's
what.
it.
Yeah.
Next time you
Does it
see
get
it,
a screw
there.
top?
No, it's a fat old cork.
Oh, okay, good. Damn.
Yeah,
Hey, I just think I deserve some credit. I had a pretty good pick last week.
that you do. So you did go with Ortega third round.
Yep.
I know you were torn between the third and the fourth. I couldn't remember which one you picked, and it was the third.
Yep. I was like a $1 bet, paid 18.50, so that we got some wiggle room. We did lose a couple picks, so we're plus $17.48 for the year. So
Nice. We're going to Sizzler.
we at least got a pack of hot dogs and a bun, and we can steal some of the packets of ketchup and mustard from the deli.
If you hit that same bet again this week, we get a bottle of Old Granddad 114 and have that for
Yeah.
dinner.
Oh, I don't know if we're gonna do that this week.
Well, I mean, are you gonna do another parlay plus? What are you calling it? No,
Mr. Jackpot.
Mr. Jackpot pick of the week.
Uh, I think I am. It's not even close to the odds, but it's we're gonna make the odds better.
Mark says heads like you two are probably better viewed in 720 anyway. That's fair.
Yeah.
I'm not even
Hey,
gonna. I'm
Mark,
not
go
even
swim or something. Go do something else.
gonna. Yeah, don't you got some crocodiles to wrestle over there or something? Over there in the outback. Do you have a
That's
pet crocodile, Mark? I imagine everybody does in Australia. That's just how I think of it. Like you either have a crocodile or a koala or a kangaroo as a pet.
or what's the platypus? Is that in Australia too?
I have no idea, but I think platypus is a cool animal.
Yeah, it's a cool animal.
It's kind of a duck, it's kind of an otter, it's kind of a fish.
And it's kind of a poisonous snake.
Yeah, it's all of it. In any case, should we he said I had a dingo, but it ate my baby. Um, should we jump right into the picks here?
Yeah. Well, I think there's a fight announcement we need to get out of the way.
Oh, do we? Lay it
Yes.
on me.
Friend of the show.
Oh, I
I
know it.
messed it up. Friend of the show, Matt the Steamroller Favola, is fighting Michael Johnson on May 11th. What do you think about that?
I love it. I think it's a great fight. We saw Michael Johnson looked good in his last fight. He had to rely on his wrestling, just because he was getting outstruck there. Good luck if you have to try and take down the steamroller, because that boy can wrestle.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't realize it because he chooses not to most of the time. In his last fight, he hit Benoit Saint Denis with that beautiful lateral drop, um, and wound up getting reversed on the ground. But he's got some sneaky good wrestling. Does the steamroller? He's actually here in Tampa as we speak, getting some training in at Tampa South, and I think over at Gracie Pack with Billy Q. Um, I think it's a great fight. I think um, it's a great test for Steamroller, and it's a great way for Michael Johnson to stay relevant. Fighting one of the young killers who's kind of flirted with the top 15. He was in there after the knockout of Drew Dober, I believe, and then kind of sank just below that top 15 level. Um, so I think it's a great fight for both guys at their respective stages of their career. And I'm excited. I'm a fan of both guys. Obviously, I'm rooting for the steamroller because that's our boy.
Yeah.
But I've always been a big fan of Michael Johnson as well. Um, so I think it's a fun fight. They're both fast. Michael Johnson, don't be fooled by his age. He's still quick. He's still got fast hands and he's got knockout power. We know the steamroller is fast. We know he's got knockout power. They both have great wrestling. They're almost going to kind of neutralize each other everywhere. I think it's going to be a real chess match unless the steamroller decides to turn it into a dogfight, which I could see that happening too.
Yep. Looking forward to that fight.
Is that all you got on it?
That's all I got.
All right. Let's get into this weekend then. So we got UFC Vegas 87. We got the big boys in the main event. Jairzinho Rosenstrike and Shamil Gaziv. John Anik says Gaziv, so I'm going with Gaziv.
Whatever John Anik, I'd go with that.
Yeah. They've got similar MMA experience. Rosenstrike 13-5, Gaziv 12-0. And Gaziv is an intimidating guy. And I'm just looking now, like who we've seen knock out Rosenstrike. And it was Volkov has knocked him out, and Ganu has knocked him out. And that's about it for MMA. And the reason I'm looking into that is because Gaziv has quite a few knockouts under his belt. And we know he can wrestle because
submissions, though.
Yeah, he's got submissions as well. And we know he can wrestle because he came up under the late Abdulmanap Nurmagomedov. He was an early recruit of his. So we know he's got wrestling, but he's got knockout power. As far as the striking goes, though, Rosenstrike has 100 kickboxing fights under his belt, something ridiculous like that. But
yeah,
he
was much thinner than.
That's the thing. So,
and I was looking on his Instagram. He's probably gonna max the scales out tomorrow morning.
Is he? Yeah, he's looking thick.
Yeah, he's looking thick.
All right, so that was going to be a determining factor for me because Biggie Boy at 240-ish when he came into the UFC, that guy was on a championship trajectory. Biggie Boy, that's a little too Biggie Boy, I don't have as much faith in. But what are the odds on these two here?
Rosenstruck is plus 135 and Gaziv is minus 175.
Okay. Yeah, I think those odds are accurate. I think they're right on point. So this one worries me as a fan of Rosenstrike. So who are you going with?
Well, was this card supposed to be in the Middle East or something?
I do not know.
I think it was, but you'll see why.
Okay.
Remember my rule about fighters that their name ends in V.
Okay.
But this is Rosenstrike's 7th main event. He's got a big power, but I think Gaziv's going to make this a grappling match and make it grimy. But I'm also could be wrong. He could be going at 240. I just don't. He looked big to me. He looked like he did in the big fights.
Yeah, I mean he's big.
He's big.
He's 6'2", but he's a thick 6'2". Like he's not the biggest heavyweight stature wise, but he's just dense. And who knows, like maybe the weight will help him if it turns into a grappling match. It'll be harder to get under his hips if he's heavier. It'll be harder to drag him to the ground if he's heavier. But Gaziv is big boy too. All right, so
I don't know. I just got a feeling that the UFC is trying to get Gaziv up in the top of the heavyweights, and I don't know. I just think he's going to pull this one out.
It's very possible. But if you look at his MMA record, this is a huge jump in competition for him. Because let me just pick like a random guy on his record.
Well,
So
this is
let's
only his second UFC fight.
right. All right. So I picked a random guy on his record. Grigory Ponomarev was 6-3. This guy is 6'6", 286 pounds. So the point I'm getting at is the level of competition hasn't been there. I mean, he's finished all his fights in the UFC. Greg Velasco on the Contender Series and Martin Buday in December, UFC 296. That was recent. I mean, Buday had a pretty good record going into that fight. This is a huge jump. I mean, he's going from fighting nobodies to fighting like, a top heavyweight. I
This
think
is definitely
Rozenstruik's
the
still a
fight I'm
top
the
heavyweight.
least sure of.
Okay.
But let's move on.
Well, so you're picking Gaziv then?
Yeah, I'm picking Gaziv.
All right. Official pick. Play the official pick. I don't know. We don't have it.
Internet's messing up.
We gotta have like a lock it in sound effect or
like
something.
The what was that show? Are You a Millionaire? Want to Be a Millionaire? Ding, 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 ding.
Mm-hmm. Final answer.
I'll find it.
That shit was so good when Regis Philbin was hosting it.
Yeah.
That was intense, that show.
I remember the guy that used his phone a friend to call his dad and tell him he's going to be a millionaire.
Yeah, that was a pretty gangster move. I wonder where that guy is now. He's probably in jail.
No, he's probably teaching college.
What are you sipping on over there?
Buffalo Trace and Coke.
Nice. Not a bad choice.
Nope.
I could use a little Coke right now. Not the drink, the drug. I'm like,
allergies.
No, it's I just got my ass beat this week. I was, lifted heavy on Tuesday. I was sparring hard last night. We had a couple of guys with fights coming up, and I was in there sparring with these young guys like an idiot. And then tonight at jiu-jitsu, I just had like a gauntlet of heavyweights. Like every guy I rolled with tonight was 220 plus. It's just my dumb luck.
Damn, was it gi or no gi?
No gi.
Oh, that helps.
But luckily we were starting in half guard because we were drilling half guard stuff, and I got to start on top and I was like, I'm not ending up under any of these fucking polar bears.
Yeah, so you just start putting your forearm underneath the chin and just.
Yeah, not even going for submissions. I'm like, shit, if I submit him, I got to start in bottom half guards. So I'm just going to ride this out. I'm going to ride the wave. All right, co-main event. The undefeated Vitor Petrino, who looks like a freaking
guy.
Greek statue, against Tyson Pedro, who, we've been running into this problem the last few weeks. Tyson Pedro is one of these guys, like if he shows up, he's phenomenal. And if he doesn't, he's going to get trucked by Petrino. So what are the odds here?
Pedro's plus 230. Petrino's minus 325. And I'm going to take the easy way out and take Petrino here.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a bad underdog pick. You got the undefeated dude, and you have, I don't know a lot.
I'm taking Petrino.
Right. He's undefeated.
Yeah. He's not. You said underdog.
Isn't he? Didn't you say he was plus 350?
No, he's minus 325.
Oh. Well, that's a horse of a different color.
Yeah.
This guy has finished all but one of his fights. All but two. All right, he's been to decision twice. His last win was over Modestas Bukauskas in November. Man. Look, if the Tyson Pedro that fought Anton Tricali shows up, that's a nice underdog pick. But
yeah,
what are the odds that Tyson Pedro? Man, this is such a tough one because I don't know a lot about betting, but I know consistency is what you want to look for. And that is not what you get with Tyson Pedro. So it's hard to bet him as an underdog. Oh,
Well,
man. But screw it. You want to do a side bet? I'll take
sure.
Tyson
This is a good
Pedro.
one for a side bet because you'll see why I did this later.
Okay. All right. So what are we betting? We're betting one of these disgusting shots.
Yeah, I'm almost out of them too.
Okay, I gotta drop off some more. All right. I'll take Tyson Pedro then. I don't feel great about it, but
I mean, he definitely could show up. He's training at City Kickboxing now, so
yeah. I mean, he could come in there with some hit him with like Nate Diaz says that and then
we've
grab
also
some.
seen when that happens. Sometimes they seem to fight a little cautious, like they or try to implement too much of a new game plan. So
Mm,
I don't
that's
know.
true. Yeah, I don't love it. But whatever. Let's make it interesting. I'll take the
Yeah,
underdog. All right. The flyweights, Alex Perez and Muhammad Makayev. So another undefeated fighter in Makayev. He's got to be a huge favorite here.
yeah.
They're already talking about him challenging Alexandre Pantoja for the title because there's no interest in a Royval rematch or three match, whatever it is. What are the odds here? And I'm pretty sure I know who you're picking.
The odds are Alex Perez plus 260 versus Makayev minus 350.
That's actually better odds than I thought they would be.
Yeah.
So, who you going
So
with?
first off, what the hell's going on with Alex Perez? Was looking his last 7 of 8 fights were canceled.
That I don't know. So his last fight, he lost to the champ and Alexandre Pantoja, and then before that, he lost to the other champ, Davison Figueiredo. He hasn't fought since July 2022. So a year and a half since he's been in there.
Yeah, and 7 canceled fights.
I guess he's been battling injuries.
So anyway, this is my
Mr. Jackpots.
but I don't think it's what you think. I'm going to take Makayev by submission, which changes that minus 350 to plus 125.
Okay. Even though he's won his last 3 fights by submission, there's still underdog odds on him submitting Perez.
Yeah, I'll take that.
All right. That's a great pick. That might be the best foresight you've had in your picks.
Well, I don't know. I can't. Even if this one hits, it won't be like last week.
Yeah, it's not huge, but all right. So you're dropping the big buck on this one.
I got some wiggle room, so I'm going to put $2 on this one.
Mr. Jackpots over here.
Yeah, I'll just wait.
All right. This next fight, I almost feel like we could see a big upset here. Is this has to be, we haven't seen this in a long time. The top 4 fights on the card feature an undefeated fighter. That's got to be like, we haven't seen that in a long time, I would imagine. And the last one, the last fight on the main card, Steve Erceg might as well be undefeated. He's 11-1. All right, so I'm getting ahead of myself. So the undefeated Umar Nurmagomedov getting in there against Bekzat Almakhan, who I
think
believe
this might be a different. I think Muhammad or Nurmagomedov is the opener, but it doesn't matter.
Oh, and you have Matt Schnell and Steve Erceg above them?
Yeah. But
all right.
Are you looking at Sherdog?
I'm looking at Sherdog, yeah.
Then I got it too. It's changed. All right.
So Bekzat Almakhan. So nobody wants to fight Umar Nurmagomedov. Clearly, because they have to bring in a guy who's never fought in the UFC. But this kid is 14-1 with 12 knockouts and 1 submission. So he has a loss. He's been submitted, but that was 4 years ago. And now he's only been to decision one time in his career. A few more times at the amateur level, but I'm not saying I like his chances, but tell me the odds, and then I'll tell you how I really feel
Minus
about this one.
1,400 Umar, plus 700 Almacan. So I will be, if I'm betting Almacan because I'm not putting the dollar up to make like 8 cents.
Yeah, I mean,
it's a long shot, but what the hell?
yeah, why
We're
not?
trying to make money here.
That's
Screw the
right.
fillets.
We want surf and turf, hot dogs and tuna fish.
Yeah, that's what we're working on now is a tuna fish, but hopefully we can upgrade that.
We can get a can for like 89 cents. All right. Yeah, I like Almacan at those odds, honestly. I mean, dude's from Kazakhstan. He's a tough bastard. I mean, he's willing to take this fight in his UFC debut, which says a lot. I think if Umar gets him down, it's over. But he could catch him on the way in for sure. I mean, Umar's got good striking too. His striking looked good against Hani Barcelos. Yeah, nobody wants to fight this freaking guy, man. But eventually, they're not going to be able to deny him anymore.
I mean, isn't that kind of what the opposite of what you're saying with the what's his name, the Gaziv? We look back at one of their earlier opponents, and you're like, well, that person sucks. They have a terrible record. But isn't that because they need crazy people to step in to fight these guys?
Yeah, I don't know if that's the case with Gaziv. I don't know as much about him. But yeah, Nurmagomedov, I'm sure you could find some real bums he's beating up on. A lot of all right. So here goes your wait, is it? Do you say guys that end with a V or with a Z?
V.
So his first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 of his first 8 opponents end with a V.
Well, yeah, because he was fighting over there, right?
Yeah.
Everyone.
But then some of them were in the PFL as well.
I don't know.
So it's crazy. This guy's been in the UFC since 2001, and like he's only had one fight a year on average. So, man, I would like to see him like get a big finish, but since you're putting money on Almacan, I would like to see him win.
It's just a buck.
Yeah, but I kind of like, I always like the underdog story.
Yeah.
Like,
what did we make? Like, did we make $7 off that?
But then if we get what are the odds on Almacan by a knockout? Because I think that's the only way he wins.
I don't have those by me.
Okay, don't worry about it then. But didn't Corey Sandhagen say that he'd fight Umar if he won impressively?
I think I remember hearing that. And that would be a cool fight.
But then as this plays out, Umar and Merab would be a wild fight. Umar and Sean O'Malley would be a wild fight. I don't think that happens because I think O'Malley probably...
With how often this guy fights, it seems like all those fights could be 4 years away.
Yeah, unfortunately. All right. One more fight on the main card. We got Matt Schnell and Steve Erceg. 2 more flyweights. What are the odds on these two?
Well, Nurmagomedov by knockout is a minus 190. So
what's the other guy by knockout?
Plus 1,800.
See, I'm probably taking that because I think that's the only way he wins. I don't think he wins a decision.
Oh, that's a good idea. I will take your advice. See if you can break that streak.
Yeah. Every time I give advice, you lose. But
Yeah, I'm probably gonna lose it either way. Matt Snell's plus 275 and Astro Boys minus 400.
I hate that nickname. What's up with that nickname? Do we know?
Nope. Uh, there's a lot of hype on this kid, but I watched a couple of his fights and I didn't see it. I'm only looking on what's on YouTube, so I don't know if I missed some things, but
Uh-huh. I mean, he's got a lot of submission wins.
I mean, as it stands now, I'm not betting on this fight. I don't know.
Is this on the main card?
Yeah,
You're you're not picking this one?
remember I can stay out of one.
Oh, okay.
I mean, you
Fair
can talk
enough.
me into it, but you already talked me into one.
I mean, how much of an underdog is Matt Snell?
Plus 275. And that's where I keep leaning to pick, but everybody else is saying they're big into Astro Boy, so I'm like, I don't know. I mean,
See,
I guess I proved people wrong last week with Ortega.
Matt Snell is tough, man. That fight with Sumaderji, where he was like basically done, came back to win it by submission in the second round. He's tough. I feel like I'd throw a buck on Snell here.
All right. You're gonna make two bets this week, but
Yeah, maybe I'll land one of them. All right.
maybe.
A couple of things I want to point out on the rest of this card. I like the Eric Anders and Jamie Pickett fight. That's a really intriguing one to me. I think that's all I got.
Next week.
All right. Amon Zahibi against Javid Basharat. We got another undefeated guy on here in Basharat. So that's interesting to me. And Ludovic Klein is a tough fighter as well. He's fighting AJ Cunningham. I like that fight as well. The rest, I guess we'll see if the V's prevail.
I wish there was like a prop bet on that.
Yeah, like could you bet on like every guy whose name ends in V is gonna win?
Like a 13 pick parlay.
Yeah,
You probably still get negative odds.
yeah, the way the odds are on this card, you might. All right, so let's see what else we got. We got some news.
Yeah, there's a little bit. There's another event that's going on the same time as the UFC, and that's Masvidal's Game Bred MMA.
Mm-hmm.
It's headlined by Junior Dos Santos, Alan Belcher.
Okay, and Alan Belcher is still active in BKFC as well, right?
Yeah, this guy just don't quit.
He's just everywhere. I think he's fighting for the BKFC heavyweight title.
And then the co-main's Chase Sherman versus Alex Nicholson.
Damn, that drops off hard.
Yeah. There was a couple other names on here I remember. Downtown TJ Brown.
Oh,
I don't know if you remember Maurice Green.
I do.
The Crochet Boss.
Damn. This card drops off hard after the main event.
Carl Robertson. And then,
Oh, yeah, Carl Robertson. Who's he fighting?
I can't. Nope, I'm not saying that. Adriano Capitano.
Okay. I like Carl Robertson. He follows the show on Instagram, so we'll go with Carl Robertson there.
Charles Bennett. It ends the first fight of the night's this guy named Charles Bennett, felony.
Oh yeah, Charles Felony Bennett. You don't know him?
He looks familiar, but man, this picture's rough.
he's the fighter formerly known as Crazy Horse. He fought in Pride a long ass time ago. He's been around forever. Changed his name to Felony, I think, when he got arrested a few years ago. He's most well known for getting choked unconscious backstage by Vanderlei Silva's jiu-jitsu coach at a Pride event because he sucker punched Vanderlei, and his jiu-jitsu coach grabbed him, put him in a triangle choke, and put him unconscious.
So his record currently is 30, 42, and 2.
Yeah, he's a loose cannon, man. He used to be fun to watch.
Now I look, there's a lot of losses on this card.
I mean, you're scraping the bottom of the barrel to get people to do bare knuckle MMA for probably not a lot of money.
Well, I just thought I'd bring it up. You know, it's right in Orlando in case you wanted to go.
No, I'm good. I'm good. I've done enough trips to Orlando in my time. But I will go to Tampa April 12th, I want to say. BKFC will be back in town. Venue is yet to be decided, I think, but my buddy JR Ridge is going to be fighting that night. I don't think I can announce the opponent yet. And my buddy Michael Heckert will also be fighting. He's 1-0 in BKFC. So he's going to be taking his second fight. And I don't know who his opponent is, so I can't announce it anyway. But that's big news. And then the other thing that was announced yesterday or the day before on some MMA podcast I never heard of is the main event for Knuckle Mania will be Platinum Mike Perry against Thiago Alves. My thoughts exactly. At least they're giving Mike Perry someone his own size this time. So Thiago Alves, 30-something fight UFC veteran, former BKFC 175-pound champion. But the world is waiting for when the real champ is going to fight, Dave Redneck Mondell. I may or may not have a little intel on that, and it might be a very big fight for Dave, but that's the announcement I'm waiting for. I don't give a shit when Mike Perry's fighting. I don't give a shit about Knucklemania if none of my buddies are on it. I'm probably not even gonna watch it.
Well, I'm gonna watch it. I'm looking forward to Knucklemania. I always enjoy a good BKFC event, but yeah, it's been a bummer this week. I've been fighting in the comments all week. Everyone's telling me, "Oh, Mike Perry's beat Dave 2 times in MMA," and I'm like, "Okay."
Yeah, but that was 12 years ago, and he was high on cocaine.
But it's a different sport.
Yeah,
He still might be high on cocaine. We don't know about that.
yeah, it's a different sport, and I don't think the cocaine would even help him this time. It's a different sport, and Dave's a different fighter. Dave's the king of bare knuckle. The other piece of news as far as bare knuckle goes is that Lorenzo Hunt vacated both of his titles, the 185 and 195, and he's moving up to heavyweight.
Oh,
So
that
that
makes sense. That because the Perry fights at 185.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
There we go.
So are they fighting for the title?
I don't know, but
Oh no, Jared Warren should be fighting for the 185-pound title.
Well, not if Mike Perry has something
Yeah,
to say about it.
I suppose so. That's the way the cookie crumbles.
Yeah,
That's the way the platinum parries.
so.
Is there any
Guess
good
Dave needs
news?
to move up. No, not really.
Well, shit.
I mean, all we have is influencers fighting.
Oh, who gives a fuck? All right. Speaking of influencers fighting,
I do have a. No, I have something.
Okay.
So I have a little bit of a rant.
Okay. Is this your hot take of the week?
This is my hot take for the week.
All right.
I am sick and tired of champions trying to fight outside of their weight division.
Hmm.
It's getting at. I mean, like I think it's getting out of control. Here's a champion accepting his belt, getting his post fight interview, and this is what we have.
And Conor McGregor, if you still have some balls, I will be waiting for you in Spain.
You know, that's he just won the belt, and he's wanting to fight outside of the weight class. Do you know what fighters have actually got 2 belts?
Which fighters have done it?
Yeah,
Well, Conor McGregor is one. Daniel
we got 3
Cormier,
more. Yep.
John Jones.
No, it's Nunes and Cejudo have held 2 of them
Oh, held at the same
at the same
time.
time.
Oh,
But
okay.
you know, Topuria has also called for Islam. Alex has talked about moving up to heavyweight. Sugar says he wants to fight Ilya and Ryan Garcia for some dumbass reason. I think when I mean, if you clear out your weight division, that's one thing, like what DC did,
Yeah,
what Nunes did.
John
But
Jones.
but he didn't. Did he ever fight for the heavyweight title while having the light heavyweight? I don't think so.
Well, no, because he vacated it. But I mean, he
I
could
mean,
have held.
that is my hot take. If that's fine if you want to move up, but if you want to move up, you need to vacate your belt.
Or clear out the division.
Or clear out the division.
Yeah, I mean, I can't disagree with that.
Take a shot.
Fuck. Wish I knew I was gonna lose this before I started drinking 114 proof whiskey tonight. All right, I'm reaching into the brown bag of death to see what kind of. Oh shit! I don't know if I can drink this.
What is it? Grab another one.
It's 99 brand espresso
Ooh.
coffee.
Oh, don't drink that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not worried about the taste, but
It's the coffee.
if there's espresso in this, I haven't had caffeine in a while. All right, pick 2.
Mulligan.
Thank you for that. Oh, it's the mango shata.
Ah, cheers.
I've actually been wanting to try this ever since you took yours. So this is mango jalapeno tequila.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, I've been looking forward to this one. Let's give it an old cracky crack here. Oh, it smells so sweet. It smells like candy. All right, down the hatch.
Cheers.
That's not bad at all.
Nope.
That's definitely a winner so far with these.
Yeah, I think your bar needs a bottle of that, just tucked away somewhere. If you have somebody, you're like, I know what you can drink.
I wouldn't mind keeping a bottle of this in the bar. I have like a little like a shot machine my wife gave me. It's made out of an old bourbon barrel stave, and it has like a mount, and it dispenses shots. I might get a bottle of this mango shata to put in that thing.
Yeah, it'll be good in a shot thing like that, or what's that thing called? Tequila Sunrise.
Yeah, with some orange juice and grenadine.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not bad at all. By far the best shot I've taken on this segment.
Yeah.
I think the worst one was probably the Jim Beam Orange. I don't know why, but that one just had an aftertaste that lasted for days. It was
whatever I had last week was pretty bad. I forget.
Well, I'm gonna have to go and and pick out some new ones and drop them off at your house.
I'll do it this time. My turn.
Oh man, that concerns me. Don't get any espresso ones. I
No
can't
caffeine.
drink. I can't drink caffeine at night.
I think we got a trip planned to like the Asian market, so it could get fun.
Oh Jesus! You know, find some fucking
Some
band,
dollar sake.
some stuff that I might be down with. I love sake.
And we won't even be able to pronounce it. We're like, this is, I don't know, it's this stuff.
Yeah, just show the label.
Yeah.
All right. Last thing I wanted to bring up. Apparently, Jake Paul leaked some DMs between him and Sean Strickland. You hear about this one?
Yeah, I saw it. I didn't think it was much.
Yeah, it wasn't. I mean, they tried to make more news out of it than it was, but I think the long and the short of it is Sean Strickland wants that fight for the payday. And I think he genuinely likes beating people up, so he would enjoy beating up Jake Paul. And I guess Jake Paul put a lot of money on the table, so Strickland is trying to get a reprieve from his UFC contract.
Yeah, but it wasn't for a fight. It was just for a sparring match. It was Jake Paul slammed $1 million on the table and said, "Come down here and I'll spar you." And then Sean said, "No, I can't do that."
Yeah.
Of the UFC thing. And then Jake Paul's like, "Well, wait a minute. I just saw you spar this Sneeko guy. How did that not break your contract?"
Well,
It's all bullshit.
once he gets paid, that changes it, right?
Okay, well, I don't know. There's ways to pay people that the UFC doesn't have to know.
I
don't know, it
guess.
seems-
I mean, I'm not a lawyer.
and it's in Puerto Rico, and I think there's some tax benefits in Puerto Rico, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's the reason why the Paul brothers live there.
It could be true, but I mean,
And that's also why Gordon Ryan and all those jiu-jitsu guys moved there.
Yeah, but they're not there anymore.
Yeah, they left because they realized they're not making money, but only Gordon.
Mark Fellow says non-disclosed purse, same as UFC does. I mean,
It seems
yeah.
like it's all the more and more I see Sean Strickland go, I'm starting to think he's complaining about the influencers, but he seems to be connected with them all, and I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, look, the guy's trying to line his pockets. You can't fault him for that. I mean,
No, I don't fault him for that. It just seems like he's might be a little bit of controlled opposition. Who knows? I like seeing him fight. I like seeing him on a microphone, but some of this shit's weird.
Some of this shit is weird.
One of the better things I saw this week was Nate Diaz's tweets.
Oh, how he said "fuck UFC 300." He wants to get on the Mexican Independence Day card.
Yeah, I mean, there's only one person that could be against.
Yeah, Stipe.
My question is, what do they put on the sphere while they're fighting?
I don't know.
Because that could get really corny.
It could. But I know Dana has been really excited about it for a while.
I mean, it would be cool, and like the walkouts can be awesome and all that, but like, what do you put on there while they're actually fighting? Like,
maybe it goes dark. Maybe it goes.
But then they're fighting on a stage with no one behind them. I don't know. Best thing I come up with is like they're fighting on like the top of an Incan temple. That'd be pretty neat.
Or, well, weren't the Incans South American?
I don't know. Aztec. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Whoever, when those people go on the cruise and you get 30 minutes to go look at the pyramid, those people.
Yeah. Maybe it's like showing the fight. Like it's using it as a.
Yeah, but they're gonna. I don't know. I guess we don't know. We've never been there, but it doesn't look like a good place for a fight to me.
I think if anybody can figure it out, it's the UFC.
Yeah.
Mark says it'll be an AI crowd on the other side.
I thought of that too.
Who knows? Remember the WWE was doing that with during COVID?
What a weird time.
They had the screens. That was really strange. I've actually been I've been on a little bit of a WWE kick ever since you convinced me to watch the Royal Rumble. But I've been going back and watching old stuff from the Attitude Era. I just I throw it on my TV on Peacock, and I just kind of have it in the background while I'm doing some work in my office at night. But man, it's some great nostalgia because I remember so much of this stuff.
Hey, you mentioned something when I was at the Royal Rumble. You made the comment of Jennifer Blotez, and I got to tell you that I've been using that around the wrestling community, and it works nice. Your next internet success could be that meme. That's a little more mean though.
Yeah, I don't like to be mean. That's the problem. Like sometimes I have a really good idea for a meme and I'm like, no.
But to be fair, I looked her up. Her name's escaping me now, but she is the largest female wrestler that's ever lived. And the ending trivia question, the largest female wrestler in my mind was China. How tall do you think she was?
I don't think she was that tall. I'd say 5'9".
Okay, you're closer. For some reason, she's 5'8". I had her at 6'3". Rhea Ripley is the one we're talking about. It just popped up, but she's 6 foot flat.
Oh yeah,
which
she's the Australian bird.
No, the one you were talking about.
No, Rhea Ripley.
Yeah, I think that's a big lady.
No.
Do you know more about wrestling than me?
No, but I know who Rhea Ripley is because she was just on my buddy Sam's podcast. And she's the Australian one with black makeup. She wears a lot of black makeup.
Okay, I don't know. We got to get the animal in here to clear it up.
Yeah. Mark Fellows says, was she fatter than the fabulous Moolah? I lost track around then.
Nia Jax.
Fabulous Moolah was 50 years ago, Mark. That was before my time of watching wrestling.
That lady was dark.
In any case, MMA on the Rocks merchandise, reaper1.co, promo code MMA Rocks 10, save yourself 10%. Over the top, under the influence, t-shirts, tank tops, and hoodies. Go grab them. That's all I have to say about that. Anything else you want to get off your chest, Matt?
Nope. Peace.
All right. Well then, until next time. Cheers, everybody.